Welcome to my channel. It's Beetle Dave. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Welcome to my channel. It's Beetle Dave. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hello, everybody. Beetle Dave again from Derbyshire in the UK. And yes, before you say it, I know this is a day late, but I couldn't do this video yesterday because I was at work. So this is a belated happy 81st heavenly birthday to the one and only Mr. John Lennon. Now, for this video, I thought I'm not going to show you records. We're just going to have a bit of a discussion of what might have happened if John Lennon hadn't have died in 1980. I've read books and I've heard rumours about things that possibly was going to happen, and I will tell you whether I think, in the realms of fantasy, whether this could have ever really happened. The first one that I think is true is that just after the release of Double Fantasy, and after the success that John actually saw while he was still alive of the album, that he actually wanted to do a tour, and he was going to use the band that was on the Double Fantasy sessions. Now, I do believe that there is some truth in this. Now, whether it would have been a tour, like a world tour, I don't know, or maybe just a few dates in America, or maybe even like a television like live performance, I don't know. I do know I've read it in a book that he did actually want to do a tour of England. So whether that would have happened, I don't know. It would have been nice, wouldn't it, to see John, performing some new songs and things like that. The other rumour, which was in a book, which is down there somewhere, is that in January of 1981, John was supposed to have been having a meeting with Paul McCartney to discuss possibly writing some songs. Again, I don't know how true this is. The collector and the Beatles fan in me that would like to think, yes, it is true, but I don't know how true it is. I don't know if it was going to be songs for them to record together as John Lennon and Paul McCartney, or whether it was, to see if there was going to possibly be a Beatles reunion. But one of the rumours that I did hear, which I think possibly could be true, is that they were going to see if they could write some songs for Ringo, which would make sense, wouldn't it, really? So, there again, that is one that I think, how true it is, I don't know, but that is one that I would like to think, yes, maybe they could, because by that time, John and Paul had made up, and they were like friends, weren't they? And they'd like ring each other up and write letters to one another and things like that. So I don't think that is totally impossible. Where these sessions would have took place, I don't know. They might have just met at like a house or a hotel, just to see if they could actually write a song together. Because by that time it would, it's like 10, 11 years, wasn't it, since they'd sat down to write anything together, probably even more, in all fairness. The other one is, would the Beatles have ever got back together if John Lennon had lived? Again, there is possibilities that could have happened. Stranger things did happen, didn't they? In the 1990s, they got them tapes, didn't they, of John Lennon, and all three of the surviving Beatles did actually release a couple of singles as the Beatles, didn't they? So whether that would have happened, I don't know. Like I say, we're sort of like in the realms of fantasy, aren't we? It is one that I think possibly could have happened. Whether it had been, to work on an album or just a single or something, I don't know. But I think, it could have happened. All these could have happened, wouldn't they, really? Because we will never know, because obviously by 1981 John wasn't here anymore, was he? These are just things I've read in books and seen on documentaries and things like that. The other thing is that I do know that John was all up for a Beatles reunion in the late 70s. He said so much on a documentary that I did see. He basically says, bygones are bygones. Whether the Beatles ever work together again, I don't know, but I would never rule it out, or words to that effect. So that proves that he was up for working with Paul and Ringo and John, Paul, Ringo and George again at some point. He did go on to say that a few years before he would have definitely said no, never, ever. But then, like in that interview, he did say no, I would never rule it out. It would be nice to see if we could make music together. But then later on he says, but everybody thinks if it's a Beatles reunion, it's got to be a big show somewhere, And he says, if in all honesty, if it ever happened, it'd probably be just us trying to do some recordings in a studio to see if we could work together first, and then maybe make an album, which I think would have made sense. Like I say, all this isn't, you know, it's fantasy, isn't it, really? Because, you know, none of it ever really happened, but it could have happened. The other one was that he was going to come back to England. Whether to live or not, I don't know. But I know that he did say he missed Julian. And of course, at that time, his Aunt Mimi was still alive, and he did have, like, you know, his half sisters and things. So he did say that he would like to come back to England, maybe just for a holiday to see them. So, you know, that would have been nice. But, you know, unfortunately, these things never came to fruition, did they? So yeah, so happy heavenly birthday to Mr. John Lennon, one of my musical idols. New T-shirt that my missus made, John Lennon. Like I say, I did want to do this yesterday, but by the time I came home from work, I was absolutely knackered, to be honest. Yes, you know, he was a lot of inspiration to me when I was growing up. In fact, he still is now. And some of his songs, you know, mean a hell of a lot to me, as they do to most people. Obviously, if you're watching this channel, you're into the Beatles or you're into record collecting, aren't you? So, you know, as the channel's called, it's Beatle Dave. Although I do other things, which I will be going to do later on today. So yeah, so that's it. I just wanted to wish John Lennon a belated happy birthday. Interesting fact, it was my daughter's birthday yesterday, so she's actually shares the birthday with John Lennon, although obviously she's not as old as John Lennon. She was 33 yesterday. And also happy birthday to Sean Lennon, because it was his birthday yesterday as well, wasn't it? So yeah, so I just thought I'd do a quick video, basically just to wish John Lennon happy birthday. This is one of the bootlegs. I will be going into some of these at some point. Sound quality is not too bad, but today, for this little thing, I didn't want to do anything about that, because I just did that because I thought it was a nice photo of John in times gone by. Sergeant Pepper here into that, I think, so 1967. So yeah, so for all of you that are subscribing and watching my videos, thank you very much. It means the world to me. You know, this is only a little bit of fun. So everything I've said there, you've got to take with a pinch of salt. It's just things that I've read or things that I think might have happened. So I'm going to love you and leave you. I will be back in about 10 minutes with another video, which is nothing to do with the Beatles. It's going to be one of my specials where I look at an album that isn't the Beatles, and well, you'll have to tune in and see. So from Beatle Dave, for the next few minutes, it's bye-bye, and just remember, it's Beatle Dave's channel. Yeah, yeah, yeah.